Hi everybody, this is Markus. I'm an MTT coach at the Academy of Poker, and today's short video will be about the most dangerous poker hands in poker. And before we start, let me remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel to not miss out on this video and on all the other videos that are coming up and that we already have, and also all our other social media, so you can get all the updates and news you want to have about the poker series. But now let's jump right into the video. So first, dominated Broadway hands. We have 5 different kinds. This is the first one. They look good and they look strong. As you know, Broadway cards are always good. If you hit a pair, it's mostly pretty nice, but they're also pretty hard to give up then when you hit top pair, and that's a thing that is really dangerous for you, because even though if you have, for example, ace 10 and you hit an ace, if somebody opened from early position or middle position, it is not that uncommon that they have a better ace, like ace jack, ace queen. And then it will be really hard for you to give it up. And a lot of weaker players or beginners just see that they hit a pair and they don't think about the card they have next to it. In this case, for example, the 10. They just think, yeah, I have an ace, it should be good. But most of the cases, or at least in a few cases, it might be that the opponent has, as said, a better ace, or he might have 2 pair or something like that. So be aware of those situations and track if the opponent has a betting pattern, for example, or really goes for 3 streets, because then you should maybe give it up. Same goes for king queen and king jack, for example. So yeah, the advice I give you here is just to not overplay these hands. Make sure that you are ahead. Of course, it's hard, but for example, if you're not sure, try to keep the pot small, and if you are sure, then go for value. But yeah, you just have to see, depending on the opponent, what to do there. Do you want to make money playing poker, but you don't know how to start with it? We, the Academy of Poker, have the perfect solution for you. We are offering you an exclusive poker course that will show you the basics and intermediate things about poker. Therefore, we give you group lessons, individual lessons with one of our coaches, and charts that will help you to know what to do pre and post flop. Also, we will give you a working HUD for your holder manager or poker tracker, whatever you need, to make it easier for you to become profitable in poker. All you have to do for that is click the link in the description below now and start the poker journey right away. And now, enjoy the upcoming video. Normally, Jack 10 suited also belongs to the Broadway hands, but we took it here as a second example because this hand is kind of special. A lot of people give Jack 10 suited way more value than it is. Of course, it can connect great to a lot of different boards. The Jack or the 10 are often part of some kind of straight hands, and if they're suited, that's why we especially put it in Jack 10 suited. They can make flushes, of course. So people just like to play them quite a lot, but it's kind of hard to play when you miss the board. So it's another thing where you then not where you're not where you just can't give it up. And a lot of people call 3 bets or 4 bets with that. Or at least when it gets to 4 bets, you should really be aware that the opponent is going to be strong. And if you then just hit just hit the Jack or 10, and maybe there's even overcards there, you just have to give it up, and you need to be able to give it up. So don't try to catch draws, especially versus aggressive opponents a lot, because they're going to bet every street. If you miss the turn as well, they're going to make it really, really expensive for you, and that where you lose money. So as well, be aware here. Next thing are small pocket pairs. So they open pocket pairs. A lot of people do that. They open it from early position way too often. So if you're in UTG +1, they open 3s and 4s because they think, yeah, I already make a pair. That's kind of hard to make. I should raise them. But how do you react versus a 3-bet from middle position or late position if you have just a pocket pair? You can't really call them, because most of the times the case is that if you call it, you will only be at maybe like 20, 30, 40 big blinds. And if you call a 4 or 5 big blind 3-bet, it's really hard because you should have at least around 20 times the amount you called. So if you call 30, 40, 3 or 4 big blinds, you should have at least 30 or 70 big blinds behind you, because then it's okay for you to set mine. Other than that, not a good idea. So it's better to play them in late position and to set mine. As said, we have this rule of thumb that you should have like between 15 and 20 times the amount that is raised. If you're a late on position, it won't be that often that the opponent is 3-betting you, so then it's easier for you to play. But if he then 3-bets, you might have even position on him, and then it's easier to set mine. Next hand we have here are pocket nines, and this is already the second last. Those are pretty special because they are almost a premium hand, but just not quite. They play really great as, for example, a bluff catcher, because if the board is just like 6 high or 7 high, and people gonna overplay their overcards a bit, you can easily bluff catch there, and of course you can get some value out of those situations. But it's kind of hard to play them in 3-bet pots, especially when you're deep stacked. Because if there's like 60, 70 big blinds behind and the flop is pretty nice, then there's still a turn and a river to play a lot of times. And if you're up against a bigger pocket pair, it's going to be really hard to fold the nines on those kind of boards. Finally, last but not least, we have mid-suited aces. We just put in here ace 6 to ace 9 suited because ace 5 to ace deuce can make straights better, and higher cards as well. Also, the kicker is then better. So as said, there's better equity for the smaller aces. And for mid-suited aces, they all mostly need a flush because the kicker is going to be a problem here. Their hands are good to steal from late position, for example, because you won't have that much defense versus you. So people will often fold, or if they call you, they will probably be not that strong, and you can get it on a lot of different boards. This is already it for me from this small video today. Hope you liked it. Make sure to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave some comments if you're not sure about some things here. And yeah, we'll see us in the next video, guys. So, see you soon.